Good afternoon, team. Happy Wednesday. I'm doing this video with about 10 minutes to go to the market closes. I wanted to give you some early release of the video here. I gotta leave early to help my wife take her to the doctor. So okay, just before I forget, next video will be on the weekend video. Okay, no video tomorrow, Thursday. So next video will be the weekend video. It'll be a little bit longer. I want to give you a little further education. But I'm looking at the cues right here, the 15-minute. I want to show you how interesting, levels are when you draw trend lines and you look at levels, how important those things are. If you notice, this was yet, every little box here is a day. It's one day. This is today, yesterday, and Tuesday and Monday. So we had a nice little, up rally from earlier this week. Then we kind of flattened out right here. We kind of hit our head against it a few times. Then once we broke it, we never looked back again. So this lower trend line became active. And then I just extended it here. So we kind of topped here yesterday, and then this morning we gapped down on a flush down, and then we kind of started gradually going higher earlier when the news came out about the ceasefire in the war. So that was good news. But if you notice how it started going higher and it never really violated this trend line. So when this was support over here, it was supporting these areas here, and then you break it. Now these areas become resistance. If you notice, it never broke that resistance. And then what did it do? It came up to this top here, which is the previous tops here, and it never had enough strength to break it. So it broke down. Now we have this down trend here, and then what do we have here? What do we come down? Because we're basically consolidating this last couple of hours. We've been going sideways. We haven't done anything. But if you notice, look where it's holding. It's holding to the previous low of the morning, and look, a couple days ago it's high. So once this ceiling, eventually it was a ceiling here, and it pushed it down, and then eventually it broke the ceiling here. Now this ceiling here becomes a floor. So now there's a floor. So now this floor is now pushing up these guys here. So this last 15 minutes doesn't look too good. It looks like it's got, it might break down. So if this floor now breaks down to the downside, then our next level will probably be the 345 area, which will be like 7 points down. So 7 points down in the Qs, we're probably looking at about 300 points on the Nasdaq. So again, we could break higher and then come back and retest over here and eventually break it, or retest. I mean, we could do a million things, but just basically take it day by day, minute by minute. I'm thinking this floor is going to eventually give out, because it tested it here and it just kept pushing, and then this last couple of bars here, it went up, but it stayed within this down trend line. It never really was able to have enough oomph to get through it. And now this last 15 minutes of the day, we have more strength to the downside than the upside. So pretty big down bar. So like I said, I'm thinking, we have another down day tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday and Friday to the weekend, we might have some sell-off, because, as I was mentioning before, this is parabolic, and then that's not sustainable. So we had this little one day here yesterday, 2 days ago, where we hit the 50 a couple times and we eventually broke it. But if you notice, it still didn't violate. It never really violated this down trend line from way back here. It still held it. And then today, what did it do? That was its high. The high was that bar right there. Let me clean that up. You see? It came up to it again today. And then what did it do? It sold off. So, I mean, I have no idea, but I'm thinking there's more chance that tomorrow will be another, down bar. Maybe we stay at the 50, or eventually we kind of come back into this area here and hit it, and it's the 21 will hit support. I don't know, but I'm thinking we go down a little more before we continue higher, and that's how I'm positioned. I had like 10 SQQQs. I thought I had 7, but I had 10. There's a couple ones that I never put in I never organized correctly in my portfolios in my area, so it was still there. So I still have them, and thank God, because I didn't get stopped out on those, and those are working really nice right now. And hopefully, if we flush down tomorrow, those are going to work real nice. So my other trade that I have on, I only have two things on: the SQQs and then my strangle on the on Square that I have the 150 in May. So that came out, that came up here a couple times trying to get to it, never really got to it, and today is selling off. So hopefully we get a little bit more, back down to this area here. So I have the 150 call strangle with the 115. I have the May 150 and the April 8th 115. So this is the one that has more pain for me than here. So I'm kind of hoping this goes down a little bit to like the 120, even below 125. I wanted this to go to 120, 117, 115. So this sucker right here becomes profitable. I can close it and just only stick with this one, roll this one a little further out, and eventually let it die out with time, and then really make this trade from being down like pretty big to solving it and getting out of it alive here, and possibly even a profit. I created a little spreadsheet of every single thing that I've done management wise to this transaction, because I want to do a case study on this trade whenever it does come to fruition, and I'm able to finalize it, hopefully for a profit. Okay, so I only have a couple of stocks today. I mean, everything has been working pretty nicely. Just want to go over a few that are working. Oh, EC, I put it on EZ. This was a nice little breakout above here, 18. I got picked up some here, and then I added when it broke 1840. So I have it. I took partial profits, and then I'm just letting it ride with a trading stop. So that was working. And then GNK was another one that I took today also when it broke right here, the 21.91. I took it right here. I took profit somewhere around here, and then I'm just letting it ride. It's up almost 10% today, so that's a good trade. I'm up about 6% on the trade. So that's those two. I have them on right now on trading stops. Other ones that have worked, that are giving you guys Murphy Oil. Give it to you guys right here, right at the 40 range. It kind of came down a little bit today, but it's still above it, so it's still working. So that was a good one. Hopefully somebody took it. PDCE, another one that I gave you guys a little while ago, when it kind of came out as a little wedge right here. See the line activated? That's working. It's up about 4% today. What's the other one now? BTU it's been a nice one for a couple times. I remember we took it here somewhere. We took good profits into this, and then it kind of sold off, and I never revisited it. But I heard some of the members have taken it, so made really good profits on this. Today's up, almost 11%. Great little stock. It's a little wild, but if you catch it and that day is working, you could pick up, like 5, 6, 7, 10% in a day. That's not bad for a $20 stock, because you can go heavy on this. I wouldn't get back in it again here. I wouldn't chase it here. It's already too extended. Let it come back to the 21. Let me clean this up. Let it come back to the 21 here, where it has proven that it holds. So let it catch up. When it comes back in here again, maybe get back in here for another, with a stop right here for another lift off. So that's been working. MOS, I gave it to you guys right here. So that took off. That's still working at 4% today. It's a good trade there. AA, that was a very recent one I gave you. When it kind of broke this 92.35 range, it's at 5% today. That's a good trade right there. MCK, I gave you guys a while ago. Back in 283 right here. It's like, it hit 300. See how, this little, I'm gonna put an alert here. to play the 300 break again. But I mean, this is a nice trade from 283 to to say 293. 10-point move if you would have taken profits early. CTVA. I gave you guys right here on the 52, 40 something range to 57. This is a nice trade. It has never violated the 9 EMA. So there you go. The market just closed, and we closed on a flush down. So that is that is good for how I am positioned. So I like that. I hope we have a big time continuation tomorrow of another 300 points down. At least I'm positioned for that. Okay, so this was a good trade. Let me see. I have another one here. Oh, I want to give you a lesson on this one, just so you can kind of you can understand here. Like for example, this trade right here will be great if it breaks that 203 area. Nice little cup right here. Comes in, forms a handle, and takes off. Or even the 199, and kind of see how once the same century play, like I tell you guys, on 100, 200, 300, it broke 200, went to 202, then it kind of retraced. It tried to get to it again, it didn't make it. 199.40, and all the way down. So it's trying again here. See, these are all lower lows. So I definitely wouldn't touch this transaction, this trade here, until it breaks this previous high. But the reason why I still wouldn't take it, I go back to the fundamentals. Look, it goes from 4 to 13 to almost 15, and then it's estimated to go down 11, and it go down to 11.05. So you have decreasing estimates going forward, even though the last few have increased, tremendous numbers. But you're looking forward at lower earnings per share estimates. So why would I want to get into the stock? And then now I'm pretty sure this is why this is happening right here, because these things came out and it's like, okay, well, the projection has been 13, 14, and then you're going down, you're going down almost 4 points, and the next year you're going down even further. You're not worth 202. Now you're worth even less than that. So it's a combination, it's a hybrid of looking at fundamentals to get the right companies to invest in, and then you look at the setup. But even if a setup is working, if you got a shitty company, it's not going to do anything, So it's kind of a little lesson. You got to look at both. Okay, so the stuff that I have set up right now for tomorrow, and whatever it does trigger, VAL 5083. 5083. Take out this high right here next to the cup right here. It was up today 5%. So this was good and on high volume. I like that. Look at this earnings growth. Okay, VAL. GSL 3005. 3005. I want to take out 30 here. If we take out 30, we can kind of have a little scenario where we might go to 35, 33 around there, and pick up some good 10, 12% move on this stock. GSL. RS 211. RS 211. This one again, I want 200 to be broken. It's kind of forming a nice little shelf here, and it kind of took off a little bit. I mean, the earnings are just ridiculous. It's got earnings in 36 days, so there might be a little run into earnings. So if it does break 200 again, we have to see it, because again, it went to 190. It broke the 180s to get to 200. It never got there. We'll get to 195. Here it never got there, like 198. So this might not work either. And then look, what I was saying before, decreasing estimates for subsequent years. So this might be a play where it never really does anything because this is expected. So I have it. I'm gonna put it at above 200, because it can go to 210 easily and then fall back in, but at least you can pick up 5%. But again, it's got to break 200. And then the last one I have here is CENX at 30.41. 30.41. Take out this high right here. So nice little cup here. It's a little steep and a little parabolic. So that's what I'm saying. You know, this might kind of fall. This might fall back a little bit, or maybe form a little handle. And then once you got the cup with the handle, then we take off. So that's why I need to take out that 30.41. Okay, great numbers, great numbers. And if you notice, it's going from negative to positive. So that's pretty good. So that's what I got as far as you know, new setups. Just to go over some of the ones that, you know, we kind of always follow. Nvidia, remember I had this 269 here. This never, you know, look where it's at. It's incredible how levels, you know, how levels hold on both directions. So again, I'm still holding for 269, 270 to be able to go long Nvidia. Now I'm waiting for this flush back down over here to like the 230 range, 245, to start selling some puts over here. But I need this to go lower. I need the MT to be like below 20. Right now we're still on an MT at 80. So we still, you know, we still have potential for some more downside. Hence how high I am positioned. Apple. Apple was strong today. Apple was very strong today. But look, parabolic. I don't think Apple's gonna you know, get past the 176.65 level here anytime soon. So, you know, I wouldn't be a buyer here. Apple's got to break this level here and this double bottom. Okay, and then Tesla. And we talked about Tesla, how I said that, you know, that 1,000 psychological level was kind of like gonna be in play for resistance. Look, guys, look where it ended up. I mean, 999. It went as high as 1020. I think 1040, something like that. Remember I said yesterday that I don't see this going to like 1070, 1100. You know, I see it going, you know, 1020. I think I said 1020, and before it goes back down again. Well, it went to 1040. It went to 1040, and then, you know, it kind of closed right inside here. I don't see. I mean, again, if I was a betting man, let me clean this up. If I was a betting man, I would bet. I will have greater odds that this continues lower from 1,000, away from 1,000, than going to 1,100. What do you guys think? And then if that's what you think, you trade accordingly. So again, I'm not trading Tesla, but if I had to, especially with this parabolic move, I just see like a good like 75, 85% probability that we do this rather than doing this. Again, I could be wrong, so that's why I'm not trading. But again, I just, you know, what I'm seeing here, especially with this move. If this sucker would have stayed up here at 1040 and it would have closed at 1035, 1025, ooh, okay, it closed above it. It stays strong, you know, on high volume. Love it. This is something that then my assessment would have been different. See, then my assessment would have been okay. I'm thinking this isn't going to go to 1050, 1100 before it goes back down to 995. But now I'm thinking this is going to go back down to 990, you know, in the 900s, then not. So again, it's all how you read the chart and you trade probabilities. Okay. The S&P again closed back inside the 200. We're back below 200. You know, decreasing volume on an up move, and today we had lower volume on a down day, so that's a little positive. And then overall, the Qs again, we're up, we're hitting our head on this down resistance and never really closed it, and then we're back very close to the 50. See the 50 here? It's right here. Kind of, it's holding support here, and it was resistance here. So if tomorrow we go lower, in other words, if we break 350, if we break this 350 number to 349-ish, 348-ish, then we can continue to go much lower, because now a couple of things will happen. We will break the 50, and we will break this psychological 350 round number level to the downside. So that's my 2 cents. Again, I'll keep you guys abreast throughout the day. Tomorrow I'm seeing real time, and any trades that I put on. Hey, have a blessed rest of the evening, and I'll talk to you guys on the video. The next video will be the weekend video. All right, be safe.